You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marci Persky. It's kind of fashionable these days to plan your own funeral. Perhaps you choose your favorite music or flowers, but maybe you should consider writing your own tribute. You're about to find out why.
So today is the 1 month anniversary of the loss of Eve's blind cat, Tesla.
Really, has it been that long?
Yes, it was exactly 1 month ago today. Well, this morning she got a phone call. And a woman said, I think we have your cat.
Huh?
She said anytime we get close, it would run away. I called my daughter this morning and was telling her about it. And my daughter said, I know who that cat is. I have a flyer.
What are the odds?
So these people were 4.5 miles deep into the forest. They have a slew of coyotes. They have bobcats. They have a mountain lion with a den about a half-mile away. Every predator you can imagine. We had, 2 giant snowstorms, all kinds of bad weather. And she freaking made it.
It's a miracle. It's a holy miracle.
I don't believe in those, but holy moly.
That is amazing.
She stood up as soon as she heard Eve's voice and just stood there and turned around. And Eve didn't even run. Eve just walked up and grabbed her.
Huh.
And Eve was convinced that she was dead.
Well, that would be a reasonable thing to deduce after 4 weeks in the Arizona wilderness.
I read about cats leaving and coming back like a year later and stuff.
Well, I read about people winning the lottery too. That doesn't mean the odds are in your favor.
You're so negative.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Badge of honor.
I like to accentuate the positive.
Well, you go right on ahead. Speaking of not accentuating the positive, you know how when you make a list of the things that you need to do, and then you put some easy things on there and some fun things on there. And the problem with all of that is eventually you end up with a list full of stuff you never wanted to do.
Right.
Now that's where I've hit that part of the list now.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Just at the part of the list. And then I thought I would divert myself because I'm never short of diversion possibilities. I have a million projects I could be doing, some of which are on the list, none of which I want to do. One of the things that I thought I would divert myself by doing is listening to this tribute air check to somebody I knew for many years a long time ago who was brilliant in his field, passed away recently, wonderful guy. But you really can't control what people will say in a tribute, can you?
No.
No, they're just going to say whatever they're going to say. God love him. There's this really sweet guy who has had a lot of health issues lately. So I guess medical issues are really front and center with him right now. So he spoke on this tribute tape, basically a medical monologue about the last few months of this person's life. And I'm thinking, heaven help me. Yeah, I don't want somebody chronicling the end of my life with details of my medical deterioration.
No.
He fell off a building. When he got out of the hospital, a group of us thought we'd take him out for dinner. But while he was picking his teeth in the waiting area, he accidentally sneezed, inhaled the toothpick, and punctured his small intestine. And after that, it was never the same. I mean, this was sort of what I'm listening. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. This is not a tribute. This is like you're reading your medical chart on a, I don't know. And the guy who put it together is a really lovely guy. And he asked me what I think of it. So I think I'm going to ask him to maybe, as a courtesy to this person, edit out the medical information, which I really cannot imagine that anybody... I mean, really, is that how you want to be remembered? In the last few months, he really wasn't doing very well because he fell in the bathroom and then ate some bad spinach and then, oh my God, no,
that's awful.
Yeah,
That's awful.
I'm exaggerating a little, but only a little.
Yeah.
It makes you want to talk to nobody at all. If you know you're getting sick in any way, shape, or form, just stop talking to people. Just don't talk to anybody. In fact, if you're even a little under the weather and you don't know which way it could go, don't talk to anyone.
Dude, I'm pretty much there. You're one of the few people that I talk to.
Yeah, see,
But
God
I don't
forbid.
want to talk to people when I'm sick.
If God forbid you drop dead tomorrow, which of course will not happen, somebody like this guy would put together a tribute. Like, Marci worked her whole life, really worked hard, and she was an athlete, and so she really used her wrists a lot, and she was a really gifted communicator, but for the last few years she was in terrible pain and just suffering all the time and constantly visiting doctors. And then a doctor offered her a ray of hope, and all she needed to do was surrender the use of bending her left wrist. And so she innocently went in for surgery, and they nearly killed her on the table, but she came home, and we all had every hope that she would survive. And she was in horrible pain.
Only if there's a good soundtrack behind it.
Well, that went with the air checks, 5 seconds at the beginning and 5 seconds. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine coming to the end of your life and having this be?
It'd be so funny. I gotta write that stuff down.
No.
Well, then I can say it myself.
No.
Or someone else.
And then she looked at the scars when they took her first cast off, and she fainted. We thought we'd lost her, but they revived her.
Yeah.
Only to find that she was hitting herself in the head as she slept with her large cast. And one day she hit herself in the head so hard that she sustained brain damage. She was never the same after that, but still we cared about her and loved her. I swear to you, this is what's on this tribute tape. And I'm
it sounds like a really...
You can't control people. You just cannot.
No.
A certain family
you
member
can't.
of mine at my wedding compared my husband to my dead guinea pig. There's nothing you can do when people do this stuff. You can't. You just have to surrender. You just have to go, this is out of my hands. This is out of the hand that will ultimately take my life. This is out of my
That's hilarious. It's sad but true.
Please, if anybody's giving a tribute to my life ever, which I sort of doubt because I'm such a rotten, nasty person, I kind of doubt that'll ever happen. But if it does, at least find somebody who knew me before whatever killed me off.
Wait, okay. So let's say I'm doing a tribute to you, okay?
Never happened, but yeah.
Okay, name the two dumbest things that you remember that you did when you were a kid.
As a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, because I can remember plenty
we
that
wanna
I
go
did as
far
a
back.
young adult.
No, I mean dumbest
The
as
dumbest
a kid.
things? I probably should have run away from home for good when I was in like 5th grade. That's what I should have done.
Okay, so you stuck around.
Yeah, I
There's
stuck
number
around. That
one.
was really stupid.
She
I
didn't leave.
Yeah, didn't
Number
leave.
two.
Should have just left and said I was an orphan. That's what I should have done.
You know, do you know that there's a movie on, an annual movie that's on around this time of year where the kid gets his tongue stuck on a pole?
Oh, yeah.
I did that.
Yeah,
I remember that
That's why
vividly.
that scene is so funny, because everybody did that. That's
And
not a
I remember
unique...
vividly. I lost so much skin off my tongue.
No, because
it-
nobody liked you well enough to go pour warm water on you?
I would no, I was by myself.
Oh.
I'm a moron. There was no warm water. I
Never
was just
go
stuck-
hiking without friends.
I was stuck like this on a pole on the playground in my school.
It's a good reason to raise a germaphobe.
And then in 3rd grade was my other high point.
Well, you did it again, did you?
Oh no, they're better. No, I took a glass, like a drinking glass,
Yeah.
and sucked in on it so that it would stay on my face with no hands,
Uh-huh.
and left it there, walking around my house going, like a circus clown with this glass on my face.
Yeah.
Well, when it finally came off, I had a nice blue purple ring around my mouth, going from like the bottom of my nose all the way around my chin, across both cheeks. And it was there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll miss her. She was a
So
wonderful
those
person
are my two tributes
that you remember.
that I want remembered.
That you want remembered.
Yeah.
That's
It
true.
doesn't
It's the
happen.
best argument yet, though, for masking.
That's true too. Remember the Halloween masks when we were kids?
Oh, they were plastic things.
They were plastic. There's nothing more dangerous.
You
The
couldn't
little
see
eye
out of
holes.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. Little tiny eye holes. You really couldn't breathe.
Yeah. I think you'd put it on and you'd walk down the hall and then you'd trip and then you'd like wear it around the back of your head for the
Yep,
rest of
they had a little thin piece of elastic.
Yeah, which would spring out and thwack you in the back of the neck.
Yep.
That was it. Yes. It's a miracle we survived to write our own tributes. If you've made it this far, chances are you've been enjoying Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. In which case, you might also like my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. You can find that at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon. Marci and I really appreciate your good reviews wherever you care to leave them. Your kind words help the podcast grow. Thanks.